Welcome to our students. Last lecture we started the second topic, the general management practices adopted in dairy farming. So the last lecture, the first is the general management practice, the grooming. Second is the second management practices is the drying off. Second management practices is the drying off. So the dry periods is the most important phase for dairy cows for lactation period or lactation cycle for optimum health and best performance in the next lactation. So the lactation periods. So the lactation periods is the period for milk giving periods. So in the particular cow, in a years with the lactation period is about 300 to 305 days. So and in the remaining about the 60 days, it is called as the dry periods. So what is the drying off? Drying off can be defined as the process of lactating. Defined as the process of lactating, but pregnant cows. Defined as the lactating, but pregnant cows should be dry. At least 60 days before parturitions or next calving. So the drying up means is the process of the lactating. Lactating means the milk giving periods about the 300. Lactating, but pregnant cows should be dry at least 60 days before calving or parturitions or next time. So that the parturitions can be defined as either giving birth to young ones, or it is called as the human beings, it is called as the delivery. So it is also the parturitions, or it is also called as the calving. Parturitions means that the giving birth to young ones, or in the case of the cows and buffaloes, it is called as the calving, and young ones it is called as the calf. In case of the goat, giving birth to, in case of the goat, it is called as the kidding. Young one, it is called as the kid. In case of sheep, giving birth to young ones, it is the lambing. Young one, it is called as the lamb. In dogs, it is called as the puppy. Young ones, it is called as the pup. So the drying up means the process of lactating, but pregnant cows should be dry at least 60 days before parturitions or calving or next calvings. This is the is called as the, and this drying up process is generally adopted in the high yielding cows, particularly high milk production cows. The drying up process is adopted. So this methods is not suitable for the low milk yielding animals. So the drying ups, the cows should be dry, pregnant cows should be dry at least 60 days before calving or next parturition. So what is the advantages of drying up? What is the advantages of drying up? So the 60 days before calving, these cows should be dry. So what is the advantages of drying up? So the drying up, it maintains the good health. The major advantage of the drying up, it maintains the good health of pregnant animals. So this is the major advantage. So drying up, it maintains the good health of the pregnant animals. So the second advantages of the drying of particularly that it provides the opportunity to rest and regenerates the mammary tissue between lactation. So the major advantage is it provides the rest and regenerates the mammary tissue before lactations. So the second, again the third advantages of the drying ups. So it helps to reserve the nutrients in the body. So again the major advantages of these helps to preserve the nutrients in the body. So preserve the nutrients. So the nutrients, suppose we can complete the milk full year, say after 365 days, when the milk is secreted. So the milk contains all the nutrients, the fat, protein, lactose, vitamins, and the milk. So when the milk can be stopped from particular animals, so all the nutrients which are given to the animals in the form of feed, these nutrients can be preserved in the body, and that these nutrients is essential for the developments of the fetus. So again the fourth order, it preserves the nutrients in the body. So again after nutrients, it helps for the better developments of the fetus. So that these nutrients is required for the developments of the fetus. Next advantage of the drying ups, it can reduces the occurrence of milk fevers. It can reduce the occurrence of the milk fever. So the milk fever is the disease due to the deficiency of the calcium. So after the drying ups, it can reduces the disease, particularly the occurrence of the disease in the milk fever, which is obtained in the just after calving. And in the next advantage, it helps in the better milk productions in future lactation. So the drying up, it is the process of the lactating, but pregnant cows should be dry at least 60 days before calving or next calvings. So the advantages, it maintains the good health. So there are the advantages of the drying up. Next is the methods of the drying ups. Methods of drying ups. So the drying ups, there are the three methods of the drying ups. So the first is the intermittent milkings. there are the three methods of the drying shafts. First is the intermittent milkings. Second is the incomplete milkings. Second is the incomplete milkings, and the third is the complete cessation of milkings. So there are the three methods. First, intermittent milkings. Second, incomplete milkings, and the third is the complete cessation of milkings. So about the intermittent milkings, initially the number of milking is reduced to once in a day. Intermittent milking, initially the number of milking is reduces once in a day. When milking is once in a day, followed for about 1 week, and thereafter milking is done once every next day, and at about the 60 days before pasteurization, milking is stopped completely. So in the intermittent milkings, firstly the milking is done once in a day for periods for the 1 week, once a day for a period of the 1 week, and then after the milking is the once in a next day. So after about the 60 days before pasteurization, the milking is stopped completely. That is called the intermittent milkings. Then second is the incomplete milkings. Incomplete milkings means the partially milk can be removed. So the incomplete milkings. So the incomplete milkings is most suitable for the high milk producing animals. In these methods, for a few days, milk is partially withdrawn. Milk is partially withdrawn from the udder. Then the cow is milked intermittently but incompletely. The intermittent and incomplete milking causes lowering of milk in the udder. When the milk production is reduced to less than 1 liter, then milking is stopped completely. That is called the incomplete milking. So in the incomplete milkings, initially the milk is partially withdrawn from the udders. Then after, when the milk is reaches below 1 liters, then milking is stopped. And this incomplete milking is used in the high yielding animals. And in the third is the complete cessation of milking. Complete cessation means complete cessation stop. Complete cessation of milking. So this method is most suitable for the low producing animals. In these methods, the quantity of feed and water is reduced, which causes the reduction in the milk synthesis in the udder. Then milking is stopped completely. Then the sudden cessation of milking कदाचित आपण अचानक मिल्किंग स्टॉप करतो आपण सडन सेसेशन ऑफ मिल्किंग increases the pressure in the udder, which result decrease in the milk secretion, and the accumulated milk is reabsorbed from the udder till the cow becomes completely dry. This causes the swelling and pain in udders. So the three methods: intermittent, incomplete, and complete cessation of milking. So the second management method is the drying up. So drying up is the process of the lactating, but pregnant cows should be dry at least 60 days before calving. So the advantages of the drying up and the methods of the drying. Thank you.